So
Yeah, Billy Joe Saunders.
and now that we're possibly getting... Oh, that's a quick aside, actually. Let's talk about that quickly. So Tyson Fury is to fight Anthony Joshua. That's going to be Saudi Arabia, and that's either going to be, I think it's the 7th.
Yeah.
They haven't fixed the date yet. It's supposed to be either the 7th or the 14th of August, and I think they'll pick a date when it's possible. But I mean, what's your initial reactions?
It's just, I don't know. We haven't seen neither of them fight for bit of time because
bit inactive, yeah.
Yeah, because Joshua, his last fight was against his rematch to Ruiz, and then I think it was the beginning of last year when Wilder fought Fury, wasn't it?
I believe so.
Yeah,
because they had crowds at that point.
Yeah, correct. And then so again, bit inactive. I do steer towards Fury for this fight.
I do too.
But you got to understand that Fury's getting a bit older now. He's in his 30s. Joshua's still very, very young, and he's improved dramatically since his loss to Ruiz. And I think if he just sharpens up a little bit more, he could take it over Fury. But I still believe that Fury might outlast him right towards those later rounds, because Fury's really good at playing the game and lasting 4 rounds and making his opponent pay for his slips and his jabs. And power doesn't mean anyone. We can't really make the argument of Anthony Joshua and his power, because fucking Deontay Wilder had freakishly scary power, and he just put him away, really. So that's why I steer more towards Fury.
I'm super happy about this fight, because a lot of people were under the impression that all the big heavyweight champions weren't going to meet each other in the ring, and it's all down to the politics of boxing, which is a shame, because some of the promoters get involved and they want to protect their fighter, or the fighter is asking for a lot of money, and there are issues of, if one's from the America and one's from the UK, then where are they supposed to go? Then there's the issue of COVID.
Yeah,
it tends to be the issues of the politics and the promoters getting involved, which typically means you don't get to see some really amazing fights, right? I'm really glad that they've sorted it out. They're actually going to have, I mean, it's a very elusive date, the 7th or 14th of August, but I'm glad it's been finalized in Saudi Arabia, and that might mean that there's an actual crowd, which it would be insane to watch. If it can be one of those big stadiums in Saudi Arabia,
that they have.
Yeah, that would be amazing. I mean, I think Tyson Fury could knock out Anthony Joshua.
That's what I thought as well, because
he'll just dance around him.
When was the last time we had a undisputed champion where they held all the belts
in heavyweight?
Yeah,
I don't know. I can't remember how long ago it was.
Yeah, because that's why I think I would make it so special.
Yeah,
Tyson came close.
He
had all the belts at the time, I think.
No. He didn't have all the belts at the time.
He had most of them, though.
Because what's the timeline of this? Because he beat Klitschko, and then that was his real big drop off after that, and that's when he started getting involved in a lot more into drugs and alcohol and depression and all that stuff. I believe around. No, I think he did have he must have had all the belts, because Anthony Joshua came afterwards, because Anthony Joshua beat Klitschko.
Yeah.
Because Tyson Fury was meant to fight Klitschko.
Yeah,
for a rematch, and that never happened.
Yeah.
Because he just was like, no.
Yeah. Well, did you watch the press conference? That was the beginning of Tyson Fury's demise.
Oh, what one was that?
Okay, so what happened was in the first, when leading up to the first Klitschko fight, Tyson Fury, he was the one who loved he was crazy throughout the whole press conferences. Like, he dressed up as Batman.
Oh, that was when he was in Batman. Yeah.
But then what happened was he wanted the second press conference. He wanted the rematch, and it was meant to be scheduled. And the reason why I didn't fall for it is because that's when Tyson Fury went in a complete demise, where he was drinking and he took his shirt off he took his shirt off during the press conference and said, "Look, mate, this is what you lost to." And then,
big fat man.
Yeah,
That's
big
what he was
fat
going. Yeah.
But he's lost. He looks great now.
Definitely trimmed down. It was like similar to Anthony Ruiz.
Yeah.
Anthony Ruiz trimmed down 30 pounds. And to be honest, talking about people trimming down, I would like Joshua to, increase the competitiveness of this fight. I would like to see what Joshua do what he did against his rematch against Andy Ruiz, and he trimmed down. To fight someone like Tyson, who is very elusive, has amazing footwork, and dances around the cage, which is insane for someone who's like 6'9".
Yeah.
And he has really, really long reach. I think for Joshua, it's more. I think he needs to put on a lot of pressure, and he just needs to be really, really active in there. And put Tyson in some really uncomfortable positions. And I think he looked way better when he concentrated more on being a better boxer than being better physically. And I think when he trimmed down, he trimmed down a little bit, and he wasn't looking for as much explosiveness. He was looking more trimmed down as a boxer physique. I think that's when his skills started to shine a bit better. So what I'd like to see is when Tyson Fury and Anthony Joshua meet, I'd like to see if Anthony Joshua can trim down a little bit. I definitely think Tyson can knock out AJ. But to be honest, anyone in the heavyweight division can knock out anyone.
Yeah.
And Joshua's no joke as well. Don't think that because I'm picking Tyson Fury that I think that AJ's shit. He's not. He's a really, really good heavyweight champion. I think notably a little bit younger than Tyson Fury. The unfortunate thing I would say is the activeness is quite poor.
Yeah.
And that's the issue with politics. And I like that what Canelo's been doing. Yeah. He's been changing it up. And I think there's been a different in terms of his promotion and things like that, because he's able to, instead of just fighting once or twice a year, he's fought 3 times.
Yeah, he wants to fight one more time as well.
He wants to fight one more time now. That's the way it should be, because you can find that he wants to fight Caleb Plant next.
Oh,
he's being very, very
Caleb Plant.
Yeah, he's being very, very active, and I think that's what we see in the UFC, and that's what we see in the boxing ring. The more active fighter, especially when they're elite, that's when they start to widen the gap between other fellow elite fighters. So it really sucks that the Tyson Fury and Anthony Joshua fight hasn't happened, because it should have happened probably 1 or 2 years ago.
Yeah, well, not even that, but one of the things about boxing is that you have to wait so patiently to get what you want. You know what I mean? How long did we have to wait between Tyson Fury first one and Deontay Wilder the second one? Quite some time.
Yeah. A meaningful amount of time, yeah.
Yeah, but if that were to happen in the UFC, in the next coming weeks, we got Brandon Morero versus Davison Figueiredo. They fought in December. That was a pretty quick straight away for the rematch. They don't waste their time.